we begin this hour with the Dallas Cowboys. Why not? That is our lead this hour from Jerry's World. We continue our in-depth team coverage over the collapse of the Cowboys. The playmaker has chimed in. The Cowboys are 3-4. That is a losing record. And if you saw the game in prime time the other day, they lost to the 49ers, and it appeared closer than it was. They got absolutely roasted, charbroiled in the third quarter of that game. It was ugly for the Cowboys, and then they scored some touchdowns in the fourth quarter to make it seem like it was a closer game. The illusion of competitiveness. Now, Michael Irvin has chimed in. Now, Michael Irvin is hoping that the boys make a move ahead of the November 5th trade deadline. He said the only hope for the Cowboys, really right now, the only hope the Cowboys have, this is a quote from Michael Irvin, is if some kind of a move is made at the trade deadline. That is what Irvin told TMZ. He said they have to do something. It's bad right now. Now, that is very dramatic by Michael Irvin. Very, very dramatic. So let us discuss the question. Michael Irvin says the only hope for the Cowboys season is a trade. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? All right, so my views on this. I've got AccuWeather, Bermuda Triangle, and Mom and Pop Sandwich Shop. And we will combine all of these things together and we'll ring the bell a few more times. So first of all, the idea that it makes sense, it does not make sense. It is a don't hold your breath situation. Not only has Jerry Jones said the team is not going to be active at the trade deadline, there is no trade other than the only unfeasible trade in the NFL that would turn things around. There is only one player in the entire NFL that would rock and roll with the Dallas Cowboys and turn things around. And that is if the Dallas Cowboys traded Dak Prescott and 10 first-round draft picks to Kansas City for Patrick Mahomes. The problem is, spoiler alert, yeah, he's not available. So Mahomes is not walking through that door, and if he did, he'd be wearing a Chiefs uniform. Outside of that, the die is cast in Dallas. The Cowboys have crossed the Rubicon, and they are going to go with who they brought to the dance. And if you look at the AccuWeather forecast, it shows no rain, and you cannot have a rainbow without rain. So therefore, they're stuck. It's just gloomy weather. Dak Prescott got paid, and the Cowboys got played. Dak is a bottom percentile quarterback. The defense is soft and creamy. The whole roster is rotten. The whole roster is absolutely rotten. Now, secondly, we go now to Houston. Houston, we have a problem. Tomorrow, the Thursday night NFL game to kick off the week, has the Texans visiting Jersey, a date with the Jets, and they will be playing without one of their top receivers, Stefon Diggs. Do you dig it? Stefon, remember him? Yeah, good topic of conversation. Stefon Diggs will not be having a 3-martini lunch. He will not be having any kind of lunch. He will not be playing. You see, Stefon Diggs has a torn ACL. That's it. He's out rest of the year. How big a body blow is this for the Texans? So Diggs suffered the injury. You didn't see it the last game here for Houston. He suffered a non-contact injury, which just means his body gave out. On the MALLER scale of worry, 1 to 10, for Stefon Diggs being out rest of the year for the Texans, I'm at a 5. I'm at a 5.0 on the MALLER scale of worry. It's not that high. Now, Diggs is replaceable. He's played a little bit better recently for the Texans, but it's really nothing personal. It's just business. And as far as I've been told, and as I understand it, Nico Collins is going to come back. And Nico Collins, who has a hamstring problem, is the preferred choice for the Texans and for their quarterback. And the offense, the first part of the year was C.J. Stroud was flowing through Nico Collins. All right. But he's hurt. He's eligible to return week 10. And you should be okay against the Jets. I have not handicapped the game. I've not gotten that game yet because we don't do it for the TV show, which I'm preparing for as we speak here. But has Stefon Diggs played his last game with the Texans? Is this it? And the answer to that, I'm gonna nod my head yes. That right now he is on a boat heading into the Bermuda Triangle. If you look at his career, you talk about being at a fork in the road. Stefon Diggs is 31 years old. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. He was traded from Buffalo, and they reworked his contract. They moved some numbers around. It's essentially a one-year contract. So he's done at the end of this year. He's also coming up to the tail end of his athletic prime, which makes all of this a messy situation. You do the arithmetic on it, and you expect Diggs, all the baggage, all the other stuff going on with Stefon Diggs, you'd have to think he's going to enter the transfer portal. And that's the popular opinion via Vox Populi that he's going to end up in the transfer portal. Now, final thought. We pivot now to Kansas City, where I will be hanging out with you in Liberty, Missouri. A week from Saturday, I'm in KC. I'll be there. MALLER meet and greet. Can't wait. Cannot wait for that. If you're in the Kansas City area, if you're across the train tracks over in Kansas or within reasonable driving distance, you want to hang out with us, we'd love to meet you. Details, I'll post those online in a couple days, but it's going to be a week from Saturday in Kansas City. Now, I bring that up because an anonymous agent has put the Chiefs on blast, saying that the Chiefs franchise is, quote, cheap, like the Bengals and the Cardinals. Is this a problem? All right, so it's obviously a problem if you're an agent and you're trying to get money for your clients. It's a problem. In terms of the big picture, and maybe I'm wrong on this, I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs have won 2 straight Super Bowls, so methinks that's not a problem. Right? The grumbling agent thing is standard operating procedure. And here's the deal. Like Kansas City and all the teams mentioned, the Bengals, if you look at the Bengals there, you look at the Cardinals, and you look at the Chiefs, what do they all have in common? That's right. They're all mom and pop sandwich shops, all of them. Clark Hunt inherited the franchise. It's the aristocrat way of life. When you inherit the money, it's old money. And when it's the family business and it's the golden goose, you squeeze every single penny you can out of the family business. Now, that said, the Chiefs are a living testimonial to the fact that you don't have to have all the creature comforts, all the perks. The Dallas Cowboys have all of that, right? Every benefit, every cool thing you could possibly have, and they are a suckbag roster. So Kansas City doesn't have all the bells and whistles, right? They don't have their own human zoo where the fans come in and look at the players practicing and lifting weights. It doesn't affect the product. The product is outstanding, right? The product is great on the field. Now, that's Andy Reid. That's obviously Mahomes. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't a similar criticism. I feel like we're in the hot tub time machine, and we're going back, 15 years or so, in the middle of the Patriot dynasty, when people said the same thing about Robert Kraft and the Patriots when Tom Brady was there, that they didn't spend enough, and it's like history repeats itself. And again, they're winning, and there's no apparent barricades preventing Kansas City from winning another Super Bowl this year.